Welcome to The Explainer. I am so glad you're joining us today. We are stepping into a world that is honestly as incredibly beautiful as it is delicate. If you've ever kept an exotic bird, a striking reptile, or a fascinating turtle, you already know the unique joy they bring into our lives. But you also know the immense responsibility that comes with their care. Unlike traditional pets, these creatures require us to be careful stewards of a highly sensitive biology. Their metabolic rates operate at an absolute dizzying pace compared to mammals. What that means is their bodies process everything, both nutrients and toxins, in total hyperdrive. So today, we're going to look closely at the hidden biological mechanisms that keep these animals thriving and explore the cutting-edge science designed to protect them.
And this brings us to a really profound and often kind of heartbreaking question. How do you heal a beautiful creature that literally cannot tell you where it hurts? It's a huge challenge that veterinarians and dedicated caretakers face every single day. These are speechless animals. They don't whine or paw at us when their internal systems are struggling. Their survival instincts are just incredibly strong. Actually, in a state of illness, a spike of adrenaline will physically suppress their pain response, making them absolute masters of disguise when it comes to their own failing health.
So to unpack this, our explainer today will cover 4 key areas. 1. The exotic pet challenge. 2. Solving liver and kidney stress. 3. The RENOVEX-EX solution. And 4. Caring for speechless nature.
Let's dive into Part 1, the exotic pet challenge, hidden vulnerabilities in speechless animals. Whether we're talking about vibrant macaws, finches, and cockatiels, or those super resilient reptiles like iguanas and turtles, nature has engineered these creatures for survival. In a wild environment, showing weakness makes you an immediate target for predators, right? Because of this, they've evolved these really complex physiological mechanisms to instinctively hide their illnesses. Their adrenaline completely overrides fatigue. It allows them to just keep acting normal, keep eating, keep moving around, completely masking intense internal stress until their biological systems are literally on the verge of collapse. If we wait for visible symptoms of distress, the internal damage is almost always too extensive to reverse.
So what is actually failing inside them? Well, there are 4 primary hidden health crises we need to talk about. First, exotic pets are incredibly susceptible to liver stress and fatty liver disease. Because their bodies are small and their metabolisms operate at such a high velocity, the liver has to process a massive load of dietary fats and environmental proteins in a really short window. This makes it a frequent casualty of an improper diet. Next is toxin accumulation. Listen to this, even standard, necessary medications required to treat minor infections can quickly overload their tiny filtering systems, and that leads right into severe renal and kidney dysfunction. And because the liver and kidneys act as the biological engines for the entire body, when they become sluggish, you see poor digestion and a sudden loss of appetite. It's a rapid, cascading biological failure, and it happens microscopically way before it ever shows externally.
Moving right along to Part 2. Solving liver and kidney stress, the science of biological detoxification.
The absolutely crucial point here is understanding the stark difference between a vulnerable system and a recovering system. A vulnerable system is biologically sluggish. It's totally bogged down by accumulated toxins at the cellular level, and it's struggling to synthesize nutrients, which eventually just drains the animal's energy completely. A recovering system, however, is actively flushing those toxins out of the bloodstream. When we support the liver and kidneys, we allow them to regenerate microscopically. By clearing that toxic blockade, hepatocytes, which are the primary functional cells of the liver, can actually repair themselves. To move an animal from vulnerable to recovering, we can't just mask the outward symptoms. We have to actively trigger the body's natural detoxification pathways using targeted nutritional science.
Now, true recovery isn't just a single action. It's a comprehensive 4-step core healing process. First up, we must protect the organs from further toxic damage by neutralizing free radicals. Second, we restore healthy liver and kidney function by providing the exact amino acids needed for repair. Third, we actively detoxify, pulling harmful elements right out of the blood and tissue. And finally, we strengthen the animal, boosting their overall metabolic vitality so they can withstand future stress. Every single successful treatment plan for exotic animals really has to hit these 4 biological pillars.
To achieve those 4 steps, specific support mechanisms have to be activated in the body. We need complete renal and kidney care that flushes out accumulated toxins naturally. We also absolutely must promote deep cellular regeneration, because that's what actually aids recovery after a bout of heavy medication or a severe illness. Plus, these biological mechanisms are incredibly critical during periods of intense physiological stress, like breeding. Breeding depletes an exotic bird or reptile's energy and calcium reserves at an astonishing rate. It places massive metabolic demand on the liver to process extra nutrients. Proactive liver and kidney support during this time isn't just a nice-to-have, it is absolutely non-negotiable for their survival.
Which brings us to Part 3, the RENOVEX-EX solution, expert-formulated care.
So, to actually execute the exact protect, restore, detoxify, and strengthen protocol we just talked about, we can look at RENOVEX-EX by MBS NUTRISCIENCE. This is an expert-formulated liver support, detox, and renal care formula created explicitly for the unique biology of exotic birds, aviary birds, turtles, and reptiles. Think of it as a specialized, highly objective scientific tool designed specifically for targeted care.
What's honestly fascinating is the sheer density of nutritional science packed into every single milliliter. Just breaking this down real quick, you've got 100 milligrams of silymarin, derived from milk thistle extract, which is one of the most potent, scientifically backed antioxidants out there for liver health. Then you have amino acids like L-Methionine and L-Arginine alongside choline chloride, which are essential for metabolizing fats and preventing that deadly fatty liver disease we mentioned earlier. It also contains N-Acetyl Cysteine, or NAC, which is a total powerhouse for cellular detoxification. Finally, natural botanical extracts like Dandelion, Astragalus, and Punarnava work synergistically to support complete kidney filtration. It's a highly sophisticated, antioxidant-rich matrix.
But here's the best part. Despite how complex the underlying science is, the application is incredibly simple. The dosage is just 1 to 2 milliliters per liter of drinking water, or you can mix it directly into soft food. Whether you're treating a macaw, a cockatiel, an iguana, or a turtle, the dosage remains standard and is super easy to administer. This ensures these speechless animals receive vital care without the stress of forced oral administration. They simply take it in as they drink or eat normally. And, during intense periods of recovery, breeding, or medication, caretakers can safely double this dose, or just follow specific veterinary directions. Now, when you're dealing with fragile exotic life, manufacturing quality is non-negotiable. You have to trust what you're using. RENOVEX-EX is GMP certified, meaning good manufacturing practices are rigorously followed. It holds an ISO 9001:2015 certification for quality management, alongside being kosher certified and completely FSAI compliant. This isn't just a product. It's a meticulously verified tool designed to safely and effectively preserve the health of exotic pets.
And finally, Part 4. Caring for speechless nature, our duty as stewards.
The ethos of MBS NUTRISCIENCE is a simple phrase: feeding the future, healing with science. It beautifully bridges the gap between cold biological facts and the deep compassion we hold for these animals.
Think about it. These beautiful, vibrant animals are completely dependent on us. They can't exactly go forage for specific medicinal herbs in our living rooms or aviaries to cure their ailing livers or flush their failing kidneys, right? Providing them with safe, suitable, and expertly formulated care is really how we honor their silent companionship.
Because ultimately, by proactively supporting their vulnerable biology, we actively preserve the beauty and vitality of nature's speechless creatures. It's a big responsibility, but an incredibly rewarding one.
So, armed with the knowledge of their hidden vulnerabilities and the advanced science available to heal them, will you take the vow to protect the silent, beautiful life in your care? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Until next time, keep learning and keep caring.